the seasons. You're taking the time from me, but
what's up, my lock loves? Welcome if you are new, and hey boo if you are an OG subscriber. Y'all, I got a different video for you. As you can tell by the title of this video, this is a story time on when someone is trying to sue me. Yes, one of my customers or clients are trying to sue me at this current moment, I believe. And I'm about to give y'all the details. Listen, I got my notes here. I'm gonna have evidence and all that. So let's get into it. So, all right, let's start at the very beginning. So when I first started back doing lock extensions, I've been doing lock extensions for years. But when I stopped doing them, I deleted pictures, deleted videos, and all my good stuff. So when I started back this in 2020, I started a promotion of getting your lock extensions, me making your lock extensions and installing your lock extensions for $500. Hold on a second. Let me turn this TV off because it's got all this different wallpaper. So like I said, I will purchase human hair, I will make lock extensions, and I would install the lock extensions for $500. Y'all, everybody was hopping on that, okay? So this one lady, she contacts me and we had a consultation. So with her consultation, it was a little weird because what she already had lock extensions in her head right then and there. And what she was showing me was basically her locks were hanging on. Well, I'm gonna insert this video of her before. They just look terrible, to be honest with you. And what she wanted me to do was take those lock extensions off and attach it to her roots. So she already had locked hair, and she wanted me to take those extensions that was hanging on, like over here, and put it up here. So in her mind, that would strengthen the locks, her natural locks, by adding the extensions to her roots instead of keeping them at the ends. Super weird, but I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll go with it. So we agreed that I would do that. Now, she is 5 to 6 hours away from me. So I was like, oh my God, you know, your girl popping. I'm getting people that's out of state that's finna drive to me. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do her good. I'm gonna do her good. So, one important note was that she said she wanted her hair color to be like this. This was her locks that she currently had when she first got them or whatever. So this is the color that she wanted. I said, oh, okay. This looks like a color 27. It's all gonna be one solid blonde. It's not gonna have these multiple layers of blondes because the extensions are gonna come as 27. She agreed, I agreed. Color number 27 is what we want. Keep that in mind. So now after talking, I think we had another phone call and we both agreed, you know what? Let's just start all the way over. Let's take these lock extensions out. I will go ahead and install and use my own locks. $500 deal. Let's just start over. And so, you know, we both agreed that. Again, I show her the picture of the color of the hair and she confirms that's the color she wants. Note that, okay? So during all the conversations that we have via consultation, over the phone, via text, she goes on and on about how stylists are doing her wrong. They keep doing her hair wrong. Her locks keep breaking off and all this good stuff. So I'm like, you know what, sis? You're traveling far. I know you had multiple bad experiences with stylists, multiple. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a 6-month warranty Now, I give all my customers warranties, but I'm giving her a 6-month warranty. So whatever I do to her head, if she's not happy with it, I get her the warranty. She tells me her and her husband are driving 5 hours out. She's coming on a Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I will have you done by Sunday night. Because she goes on and on about how she has to be back home by 3 o'clock Monday. So I'm like, okay, you can spend the night Sunday night. You'll be back on the road Monday. Note that. So she gets to me Sunday morning and head full of lock extensions. She didn't take nothing out after we discussed that we're starting all the way over, which means take your extensions out, and I'm gonna put mine in. Her head was full of extensions. She came Monday morning and she sees the lock extensions that I have for her, and she decided she don't want to use my extensions. She want to keep the extensions that are already in her head. Excuse me? After I done spent 4 or 5 days making your extensions and buying the hair, you don't want these extensions? Y'all, let me show you these extensions because they are bomb, okay? They are bomb, and they have the goddess ends. This is what I made for her. Had them already ready for her. Like, I'm ready, let's go. She tells me she no longer wants my extensions and that she wants to keep the same locks that she's been having issues with. She wanted to keep those in. So I'm like, okay, what this is turning into is a reattachment instead of a fresh install. I'll go ahead and reattach your locks, okay? She don't tell me why she don't want my extensions. Just, she just want to keep her own. So let me tell you, these are the locks that she's been crying about, that's been breaking. I don't like these locks at all. They're crunchy, they're weak, they have plenty of weak spots, they are different lengths. They were a hot mess. As expected, because that's why you're having issues with them. So, I insist multiple times, basically damn near begging her, let's get this fresh install. Let me just cut all your locks off, and your hair, your real hair as well, because her hair was locked. And let me just install my locks. Like, let's just cut all this off. She didn't want me to cut all her hair off, even though you're getting extensions. Why does your natural hair matter if you're getting extensions? She didn't want me to cut the locks off. She just was like, can you just do this and do that? And I'm like, please, can I just install my locks that I made for you because I already made them? Nope. And okay, before I get there. So, honestly, I should have turned her around for not taking my recommendation, but she traveled so far that I wasn't going to turn her around. I was going to do something to her head and make it better. Luckily, a lot of her locks had to be combined. So that meant I was taking 2 of her locks, combining her base, and then cutting the extra lock off. So I had a lot of extra locks. This was super important because I had to pick and choose the best of the worst. Like, all of them were bad, but I had to pick and choose the stronger ones and the ones that I felt was gonna hold up. And also, I was crocheting a lot and reestablishing a lot of those locks. Even though they were already trash, I was trying to revive them. And so I installed the best that I could on her locks. I installed the best ones that I was given. Okay. The bunch that she gave me was so bad that I even had to install a few of mine to finish her head, because some of them was just, I had to just throw them away. So she had like 2 or 3 locks that were my extensions in her head, which were a different color, different length, different size, and all that. But, you know, of course, I asked her, are you okay with putting this in your head? She said yes. So, mind you, while I'm installing, I'm annoyed that, first of all, you came with a full head of lock extensions after we said that we was going to start over. You didn't want my lock extensions. You're not taking my recommendations. But also, and you can see this in the video, also she's like this, you know, always like every lock that I made, she went back and touched it. So what that meant was every time I retwisted her roots, she would go back, touch it, mess up the retwist. So that probably added on 2 extra hours because I had to go back and retwist what I just retwisted. So I'm just ready for her to go. I finished in like 14 hours, 14 to 15 hours. And you know, we had a good time. You know, we finished the entire Chappelle show. We watched Madam C.J. Walker's show. Like we had a good time, and I finished. So I finished what, maybe 10 o'clock at night on that Sunday. Okay, you able to get up and leave on Monday morning, right? We'll get into that. She texted me, I think a few days later, and she was like, hey, I have this one large lock, and then I have some locks that are thinning. So I said, okay, you know, is the large lock the extra one that I made you? Because, you know, I made some that's bigger than yours. She's like, no. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, is the thinning at the install that I did? Because all I did was reattach your locks. So is it what I did, or is it the locks that you already, the locks that were already, you know, that you gave me? She's like, yeah, it's basically at the end of the lock, which has nothing to do with me because that's the integrity of the lock. That's not my install. So, you know, I tell her that. So a week after her install, I get a few out-of-state phone calls, maybe like 2 or 3. Mind you, I don't answer my phone for nobody except my contacts, which is my mom, my boyfriends, my sisters. Any number that's not saved in my phone, I don't answer. What I like to do is wait for a voicemail or a text, and that's when I know to get back in contact with you. So I waited until those phone calls ended. I go back, try to check the text thread. Like, have I talked to this person before? No text thread. Don't have no inkling that this is somebody that I know. So, you know, that was that. So then I get a text message from the number that she's calling from, and it says this. So, you are threatening to sue me because I didn't answer your phone calls, and you're saying that I blocked you? I'm like, who the hell, who is this? Like, there's nothing telling me who this is. Like, who are you? So then I'm like, I'm trying to figure out who this person is, and I find out that it's her by going to my Facebook message request and seeing this message. Now, mind you, Facebook message requests, they hit or miss for me. Like, I never get them notification that someone sends me the message. I just so happen to check the message request and I see this. Baby, you are threatening to sue me because I didn't respond to your phone calls. I'm like, okay, before I start wilding, let me see if I missed a text from this girl, because, you know, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe she tried to get in contact with me and I just didn't see it. So I go back to our text thread and I see 0 texts. I see 0 phone calls from her number. So I'm like, when have you tried to get in touch with me? So, you know, I send this message, like, don't threaten me, period. So she's like, oh, my text didn't go through, so I thought you blocked me. I'm like, okay. So here she go. She starts complaining about her hair breaking, and she starts to show me pictures. And I'm like, I'm looking at the pictures like, breaking where? Like, where? What are we looking at? Like, where's the breaking? So she's like, okay, you might not see the breaking, but I paid you $500 and I didn't use your extensions. So basically, what did I pay $500 for? And I'm like, I purchased human hair. I spent 4 to 5 days creating your extensions. I had the extensions ready when you were here. You chose to not use my extensions. So the money I spent buying the hair and the time and effort I spent making the locks, you want to ask for like a refund? Is that what you're saying? Okay. All right. So she goes on and is like, I spent 2 nights, basically I paid 2 nights at a hotel because of you. And I'm like, Sunday night we finished. No, wait, Sunday morning was your appointment. You drove in Sunday morning. Sunday night we finished. You mentioned Monday by 3 o'clock you had to be back home. So that means Monday morning you should have left. So why is it my fault that you spent 2 nights at a hotel when you was good and ready to go Sunday night? Like, I understand you spent the night Sunday night, but why is it my fault that you spent the night Monday night? And honestly, why is it my fault that you decided to drive 6 hours to get your hair done? So neither one of those hotel costs are me. But where the 2 days come from? Y'all like Don King. Y'all know I'm growing my hair out. Anyway, back to the story. So go past that. So I told her, yeah, I bought the hair and I made these extensions, but you wanted to keep your extensions, and I did the best that I could with your raggedy extensions. I didn't say that. But in my mind, I'm like, I kept your raggedy, I installed your raggedy extensions because that's what you wanted. So listen, she comes back with, that color was not the color that I wanted. That color was not my color. And I'm like, how many times did we agree that this color was the color that you wanted? Y'all count with me. That's how many times we both agreed that color number 27 was the color that you wanted. She goes on to say, well, before we continue, I'm like, oh, okay, well, listen, I understand that you're upset. I would happily fix your locks again. Or I can even email you the locks that I made for you since they're ready. Not email. I can mail you the lock extensions that I made for you. She's like, no. Those locks aren't blonde. They're red. I don't have red locks. I said, red? Hold on, y'all. Since when was a color number 27 red. Since when? And that's her hair. That's extra hair. Since when was a 27 considered a red color? Okay. So I'm like, okay, sis. First of all, it's nowhere near red. It's blonde. It's a blonde. And I screenshotted her the locks and saying, you agreed that this is the color that you wanted. So she goes crying, talking about, this keep happening to me. I keep spending all this money. People doing me wrong. And I'm like, you know, I understand $500 is a lot of money. It's not a lot for the service that you got or the service that you could have had. But you know, you get lock stitches here, you get lock stitches here, you're paying people hundreds of dollars. Okay. She's like, how is it fair to me, to her? And I'm like, how is this fair to me that you chose to use trash locks for your install? Like, I did everything that I was supposed to do. I made you lock extensions and you wanted these trash lock extensions. So how is it fair to me to get blamed for trash locks? Your install was done correctly. Are they falling out your head? No. You have a problem with your locks that you gave me, that I cut out your head and put back into your head. So the issue that you had before you came to me is going to be the issue that you had after coming to me, because the lock itself is trash, not my install. So you know what? She's like, I want a refund. So I go to my boyfriend. I'm like, babes, this lady talking about she want a refund because what, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, we don't do refunds. La, 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 la. Now, he don't understand, like, bad customer service really can make or break your business. But he's like, girl, we don't do refunds. So, you know, I'm like, all right, she don't deserve a refund, but she didn't use my lock extensions. All right, sis. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna refund you $150 because that's how much it cost me to get the hair. I didn't charge you for how long it took for me to make those extensions or nothing. Just the cost it was to buy the hair. $150. I got the refund for you. But you better believe I had some words for her before she got that $150. So, you know, I told her, you didn't follow my recommendations. You continue to not follow recommendations from stylists, I'm sure. And my 6-month warranty covers issues caused by me, which would be the install. If your locks are falling out, okay, that's my fault. Your locks are trash, it's not my fault. I ain't make no raggedy locks. Let's get that clear. So my 6-month warranty will cover your locks falling off, not taking care of raggedy locks. She dropped her cash out. I sent her the $150. She crying. She's still crying. But, you know, after I dropped the $150, I'm basically like, don't contact me ever again. So, child, listen. 2 months later, 2 months after her install, she hits me up with this message, asking about my 6-month warranty. So you expect me to uphold my 6-month warranty after I gave you 150 and you threatened to sue me and you doing all this craziness, girl. I said, no ma'am. No ma'am. If you would if I didn't give her a refund, she could have came back and got her, you know, I wouldn't have used them trash locks though. And my special is over, so you would have to pay for some more lock extensions. So I'm not, my warranty, I'm not covering you because you don't want to get new locks. You want to keep these trash locks. So no, null and void, not doing it. So now she crying, talking about she wants her pictures off my website because she didn't give me the permission to use her pictures. Baby girl, I asked every single customer, can I record you? Can I take pictures of your hair? All of them, oh yeah, you can use it, blah, blah, blah. You were one, oh yeah, you can use it. So you gave me permission because I don't take pictures and videos of anybody that don't want their pictures or videos taken. But you know what? Now you want to be petty. Let's go to Pettyville, okay? So, she had the nerve to say my hair was trash. As if she don't remember this is the hair that came out her head. Okay. All right. So I'm like, you know what? It's starting to make sense on why you have so many terrible experiences with stylists. First of all, you're not listening to what they say. And second of all, I think you a scam artist. Like, I think you get your hair done and you request refunds and them other stylists are scared of you. But I think you just be scheming for free hairstyles, for real, for real. And that's why nobody in your area wants to do your head no more. Okay? So you know what? I'm like, oh girl, you crying about your picture being on my website. I'm gonna take it off for you. But better believe it's still on my Instagram and the whole video is still on my channel. Y'all can go watch it now if you haven't. So now she's like, yeah, your pictures, that's not what my head looked like. I said, did I Photoshop these pictures or something? Like the video that is on my YouTube channel? Did I Photoshop this stuff? Like I know I'm computer tech savvy, but baby, I can't make this up. That's what your head looked like. Moving on. So we end the conversation, and you know I'm expecting to never hear from her again. Y'all, guess what happened? I received some mail. Let me make sure I cover my address. Let me cover this stuff. I received some mail. And girl, this is the letter. I'm post a clear view, don't worry. This is the letter. And I received this 1 week after, well, wait. She was messaging me last in January 4th, and I received this maybe January 11th or 12th, 1 week later, right? It says, we are representing Miss So-and-so in request of $500 for her locks that were not installed properly and did not last for 6 months guaranteed. Did not say it will last 6 months guaranteed. I said I got a 6-month warranty. Let's move on. The refund for Miss So-and-so. Please refund Miss So-and-so immediately. That is spelled wrong. And contact me upon receipt of this letter in order to resolve this matter amicably. If we do not receive any response within 14 days of the date of this letter, Miss So-and-so plans on taking legal action. a few things wrong with this. First of all, she spelled immediately wrong. Next, if I were to give her a refund, I would owe her a full refund. I would owe her $350, not $500, because I gave her $150. Next thing wrong, it says within 14 days of the date of this letter. Do y'all see the date of this letter? The date of this letter is November 16th. Y'all look at when the letter was stamped to me. The letter's November 16th? The stamp on here says December 20th. I'm sorry, December 30th. That is a month and about 2 weeks after the date of this letter. How in the hell am I supposed to pay you your money that you think you're owed within 14 days of the letter, and the letter didn't even get stamped until December 30th? Girl, you and your so-called lawyer can kiss my ass, because more than likely you drafted that letter up. So, okay. I hope I'm done with her. Period. Hope I'm done. Let me tell you right now, I used to work in customer service. All my job was customer service. And I had to put up with that bull of the customer's always right. No, baby. Not with my business. Ashley's business, the customer is not always right. Right is right, not the customer. I'm first to admit if I did something wrong, because I'm first to offer a solution for you. This right here, that ain't it. That ain't it. I made this post in a Facebook group, got a big response from it, because baby, the customer is not always right when it comes to my businesses. Now that can deter you from wanting to do business with me, but just know, right is right. So please, I know this was a super long video, but I had to give y'all all the tea. Because what I want y'all to do is to drop down below what you think about this situation. What would you have done? How would you have handled the situation? And please, don't take my side because this is my channel and, you know, this is my video. Don't take my side because of that. I gave you all the evidence. I wanted y'all to form your own conclusion and just keep it 100. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.
Give me a reason and I'll pretend I'm in control, just like the seasons.